गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवारधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवारधारी यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जन जमुनातीरा वनचारी जमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय गिरि गोवर्धन गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय गौरानिताई जय गौरानिताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। Oh, Hare Krishna everyone, and very good morning to everyone. We will be reading from Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita, and Abhay Charan Prabhu can now share the screen and read, please. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So Mataji, I'll just read if it's okay with you.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Abhi made a list of several books he wanted to publish. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Hindi, 2,000 pages. Gita Upanishad, English, 1,200. Science of Devotion, English, 300. Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, English 300. Message of Godhead, English 300. Bhagavanir Katha, Bengali 50. But to print, he needed donors. He called on wealthy men in their offices and homes, presenting his manuscripts and explaining his mission. He had a list of donors, but few responded. And when he did receive a donation, it was usually only 5 or 10 rupees. Occasionally, he would receive a letter of appreciation or endorsement. One appreciation came from Naren Das Rai Bahudar, a retired executive engineer and secretary of the Birla Mandir Trust, who had attended a public hearing Abe had held in the presence of a popular guru, Mother Anandamoyi. Impressed by Abe's reading from his Hindi Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mother Anandamoyi had donated 50 rupees and suggested that Abe also visit a well-known sadhu, Sri Hari Baba, who was lying ill in the hospital. Abe, accompanied by Naren Das, had then visited Hari Baba, who had claimed that Abe's reading put him into ecstasy. Meanwhile, Naren Das was becoming inclined to help, and in December, he wrote a letter suggesting that everyone extend their helping hand for the successful publication of Sri A.C. Bhaktivedanta various writings in Hindi, English, and Bengali. I wish him all success in his noble attempt. Abe would show this and other such letters to prospective supporters. In Delhi, it was not difficult to see government ministers, judges, lawyers, business executives, religious heads. There was always someone willing to hear seriously and occasionally to afford support. Thus, Abe, with the 2 dhotis and kurtas the Gaudiya Sangha had supplied him, with his ability to preach and convince, but with little support and no fixed residence, continued his preaching undaunted. Mataji, I'll stop here.
Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful. It's so wonderful piece that we want to keep going, right? So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Our verse today of Srimad Bhagavatam is from Canto 4, Chapter 21, verse number 51. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Hridiyantasto hi abhadrani vidhunoti sruhit satam Nashtaprayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shlokir bhakti bhavati naishtikir. Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll begin with reciting our verse. Adhyanastamasa paras Dvayopasaditah prabho Brahmyatam nashtadrishtinam karmabhirdaiva samnitai. Adhyanastamasa paras Dvayopasaditah prabho Brahmyatam nashtadrishtinam karmabhirdaiva samnitai. Adhyanastam tamasa paras Dvayopasaditah prabho Brahmyatam nashtadrishtinam karmabhirdaiva samnitai. Are there any volunteers who would like to recite this?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Adhanastamo parusha tayo pashadeta prabhu Namyatam nashta drishtinam कर्मभिर्दैव संहितः Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am also trying.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Adhanastamasho parastayopashaditaha prabhu brahmatam nashta drishtinam karmabhir daiva samhitoi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Adhanastamasha parastayopashaditaha prabhu brahmatam nashta drishtinam karmabhir daiva samhitoi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I am also trying.
Yes, Mataji.
Adhanastamashah paras tayo pasadita prabho brahmatang nashta drishtinang karma bhidaiva sangitai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Anybody else? Okay. Then we'll read synonym translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Synonyms: Adya, today; Naha, of us; Tamasaha, of the darkness of material existence; Paraha, the other side; Tvaya, by you; Upasaditaha, increased; Prabho, O Lord; Brahmyatam, who are wandering; Nashta Drishtinam, who have lost their goal of life; Karma Bihi, on account of past deeds; Daiva Samnitahe, arranged by superior authority. Translation: the citizens continued, today you have opened our eyes and revealed how to cross on the other side of the ocean of darkness. By our past deeds and by arrangement of superior authority, we are entangled in a network of fruitive activities and have lost sight of the destination of life. Thus, we've been wandering within the universe. Purport: in this verse, the words Karmabhir Daiva Samnitahe are very significant. Due to the quality of our actions, we come to the association of the modes of material nature. And by superior arrangement, we are given a chance to enjoy the fruitive results of such activities in different types of bodies. In this way, having lost sight of their destination in life, all living entities are wandering in different species throughout the universe, sometimes getting birth in a lower species, and sometimes existence in higher planetary systems. Thus, we're all wandering since time immemorial. It is by the grace of the spiritual master and the Supreme Personality of Godhead that we get the clue of devotional life. And thus, progressive success in our life begins. Here, this is admitted by the citizens of King Prithu. In full consciousness, they admit the benefit they have derived from the activities of Maharaj Prithu. Such wonderful purport and very meaningful for our day-to-day lives. I'll repeat the translation again, but after the prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeyaham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bir Krishna Das Goswaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. So the translation begins, it said that as the citizens continued, today you have opened our eyes and revealed how to cross to the other side of the ocean of darkness. By our past deeds and by the arrangement of superior authority, we are entangled in a network of fruitive activities and have lost sight of the destination of life. Thus, we've been wandering within the universe. So this chapter, we are almost concluding the chapter here, one more verse to go. And in this chapter, the citizens are welcoming Prithu Maharaj. Vidura wants to hear more about Prithu's activities, and Rishi Maitreya or Maitreya Muni describes Prithu's rule, his bodily features, his speech. And we know that Prithu Maharaj is a Shaktavesha avatar. Then instructions of Prithu Maharaj to the citizens are given here in this chapter. And then we learned a little bit about different types of bhakti, Mishra bhaktis, mixed with karma, jnana, etc. And then Prithu Maharaj establishes the glories of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas so that in order to be firmly fixed or established in bhakti. Then also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned that the holy dust of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are the pilgrimage. And then here from 45, verse number 45, Prithu Maharaj, actually the citizens praise Prithu Maharaj after these instructions. They congratulate Prithu Maharaj, and after King Prithu has spoken really nicely, everyone, the demigods, the Brahmanas, the devotees, they congratulate him. And the intention is all goodwill. Then they give him benedictions like, may he be blessed, may he always have a pure reputation. He's always affectionate to the citizens. And yesterday we read about how his leadership he feels it's not good because it's not that great because of his very nature, that he's humble, and because of his humility, he does not like to take credits. And in this verse, we come upon to a very beautiful aspects of how citizens are praising that the citizens feel that Prithu Maharaj has opened their eyes and he has revealed how to cross to the other side of the ocean of darkness by giving them or by enlightening them into the process of bhakti. So before we even move, we need to remember, we need to stop by and remember what we sing every day in the morning, for the praise of Guru, for where Guru actually, the spiritual master actually takes us from the deep ocean of ignorance to the place of light. So that's samsara dava nalali dava nalali. I'll sing it better. Samsara dava nalalida loka tranaya karunya gana ganatvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. So in this verse, we learned that the spiritual master is receiving benedictions from the ocean of mercy, just as a cloud pours water on a forest fire to extinguish it. So the spiritual master delivers the materially afflicted world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. So before we even begin to delve into this verse, we offer our most respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such spiritual master who is an ocean of auspicious qualities. So we often have this understanding here that in this verse, Prithu Maharaj being congratulated by the citizens, and the citizens are offering gratitude to Prithu Maharaj that because of his mercy, because of the mercy and their pious activities or their past deeds, they've got a vision of how to go back to Godhead. Here they are saying that today you have opened our eyes and revealed how to cross to the other side of the ocean of darkness. And by our past deeds and by arrangement of superior authority, we are entangled in the network of fruitive activities and have lost sight of the destination of life. So due to ignorance, we are put into this darkness. And in this darkness, we don't know what is the ultimate destination. And we keep wandering back and forth into this, within this universe, in different material forms and in different materials, in different species. A very beautiful example just comes in mind that let's just imagine we buy a ticket and we don't actually get off that particular destination. And we keep going back and forth to do the same from to and fro, on and off repeatedly. What would be the level of our frustration because we are not reaching the destination? So if we don't get off the destination, which becomes our choice, then nothing can actually make us reach our destination. So if we decide that we want to come back to the same place where we started from, sitting in the same train or bus or whatever conveyance we are sitting in, then in that case, our choice, we don't have this choice. We are making this choice. And this choice of getting frustrated is also in our hands. So because we are, or we can also understand this, that we are not even aware that where I want to go. In that case, that also causes a lot of frustration because we don't know. That's where the future anxiety comes in. Like, I don't know what to do next. So instead of getting frustrated, we need to know our destination. Otherwise, we keep wandering in that cycle of going, coming, which this going, coming here means birth and death. And we keep wandering because of our ignorance. We often say that ignorance is bliss because we think that as long as I don't know the destination, or as long as I'm enjoying in this material world. But then we actually forget that this material enjoyment is also being sanctioned by the superior authority. So here the citizens are offering all their gratitude to Prithu Maharaj for bringing them some light about how to cross to the other side of the ocean of darkness. And that only happens when we are in pure bhakti. So most of us are involved in fruitive activities, and because of this, we are fully engaged in the fruitive activities, and we are entangled in the network of this. So if we are to go to the other side of the darkness, then we need to find that light. And finding that light means practicing pure bhakti. And we can't really all of a sudden start practicing pure bhakti without understanding our real positions at the moment. What are we really practicing? So pure bhakti only comes, we can understand that bhakti only comes, like in verses 37 to 44, where Prithu Maharaj actually glorifies establishes the glories of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, mentions that pure bhakti only comes from pure bhakti. So who is the reservoir of pure bhakti then? This reservoir is a pure devotee. So pure devotee has pure bhakti. Therefore, in these down here in the purport, it is by the grace of the spiritual master and the supreme personality of Godhead that we get the clue of devotional life. And thus the progressive success in our life begins. Then we need to understand a few things, because in this verse, two levels are being discussed really nicely. That whatever we want from spiritual, material point of view, Krishna is the ultimate sanctioner here. So we desire, and due to the quality of our actions, we come into the association of the modes of material nature, and we think that karta hamiti manyate. We think that I am the doer. But actually, the modes of material nature are actually pushing us to decide for us. But by superior arrangement, we are given the chance, even if we desire, if the superior arrangement is not made for that particular object or for that particular enjoyment, we can't really enjoy that fruitive results. Even though we decide it, but the law, this is the law. The law is decided in such a way, and that's why Krishna is away from this. Even though Krishna is away from this, it's the ultimate sanctioner. He's the ultimate sanctioner. So this cycle of enjoyment and or we can say the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease, this is the natural cycle of material nature. And in this material, we have taken it so naturally that we are actually forgetting the prime goal of life, which is to go beyond this ocean of darkness, to go beyond, to go to the other side. And if we actually see our regular day-to-day lives, we know that bhakti, we need to do bhakti, but there's a very, let's ask ourselves honestly, how many of us really want to go back to Godhead? Now, it does sound really imaginary sometimes, that going back to Godhead. But because we have no information about what Is it like going back to Godhead? Is it like enjoyment? Because that propensity to enjoy or escape is sitting in our hearts. Because I don't want to be part of this misery, that's why I want to go to the other side. Is not a good reason to go back to Godhead. Or because I want to enjoy everything permanently, therefore I want to go back to the other side where I have come from originally. So because we don't have the taste of bhakti, that's why the speculation or even the desire is fake. But Krishna is so merciful, and the spiritual master is so merciful, that because of this little tinge of desire, be it fake at the moment, we start getting those things arranged for us, and we start getting the clue of devotional life. And therefore, step by step, progressive success in our life begins. This success does not mean that we become an advanced devotee all of a sudden, or we become really self-realized all of a sudden because we are initiated, or because I'm part of such and such congregation. It only means that once our desire is pure, the bhakti is pure, then we go back to Godhead. But for that pure desire, that purity needs to be maintained without contamination. This contamination has become so natural to us that we always want to see what's in it for me. Either it's an escape or it's an enjoyment. And because of these two things, or there are many other things, we are not purely desiring to go back to Godhead, but do what? Serve. So in that case, the desire to serve Krishna is what is loving devotional service. In our Maha Mantra, we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What are we praying for? We're actually praying for loving devotional service. And we are praying, please engage me in the loving service of Krishna. So until and unless we get rid of this, I want to enjoy, and I want to escape because this is too much for me, I can't handle it. In that case, the bhakti is tinged with something, it is tinted, it is not pure. Therefore, before these verses, Prithu Maharaj wanted to establish what pure bhakti is basically. So as long as we want to fulfill our desires in the material aspect of things, Krishna sanctions it according to our desires, and sanctions it and gives us a chance to enjoy the fruitive results in different types of bodies. And as long as we also want to have the spiritual desire, Krishna also arranges that. How? Krishna arranges by the grace of the spiritual master, by his own grace, by Krishna's own grace, we get to see little by little that light, which leads us to that clue of what devotional service actually is. And here the citizens are admitting that in full Krishna consciousness, in full consciousness. Now, in full consciousness here means that this consciousness is all about how bhakti conscious are we. They admit the benefit they have derived from the activities of Maharaj Prithu because he's a leader. And in Bhagavad Gita, chapters 3, 4, Krishna clearly mentions that if I don't do my duties, then the rest of the world will follow me, and it will be a fall of everything. So in that case, Prithu Maharaj is setting an example as how a pure devotee is. And even though he does not need to establish, still, because of his beautiful qualities, the citizens are mesmerized, or citizens are full of gratitude, and the citizens want to serve King Prithu. And they pray in gratitude how Prithu Maharaj has opened their eyes and revealed how to cross to the other side of the ocean of darkness. It will be tomorrow. The chapter would conclude by telling that Prithu Maharaj exists in pure goodness. So purity is the word, pure goodness. And he maintains the entire world by introducing Brahminical culture. And we know where this story is coming from. King Vena, where everything got chaotic, and now everything is being established in Brahminical culture. And Prithu Maharaj is a Kshatriya, so he protects everyone through his Kshatriya qualities. So these are the activities of Prithu Maharaj. With this, I'll take a halt here, and if there are any comments or anything to add or correct, please feel free.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
That's a lovely verse and explanation from you. It clarifies our day-to-day duty, reminding us the motive behind it, though we are doing our services regularly in the morning, but what is the motive behind it? So it's very, very important for all of us to understand, at least for me, to understand what is the motive behind this bhakti we are doing every day. And that is a signal for us in the progress of our spiritual journey. And as you mentioned, our representative of Krishna, that is our spiritual master, guides through his instruction or his personal appearance, tells us what is the right purpose of our life. And here you can see how Prithu Maharaj is glorified by the citizens after hearing from him and understanding his quality, his speech, his way of speaking. So all these things attracted all the citizens to understand what is the ultimate goal of their life. And then they were glorifying him and admitted that what we should do to reach to the other side of the ocean, that is to leave this material world and go back to the Godhead. So that is the message, and you have very nicely explained with examples that you buy a ticket, but if you don't attempt it to go, then buying ticket will not reach you the destination. So it is up to us to take the first step so that we reach to the ultimate destination. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Mataji, pranams.
It's a beautiful class, and it's exactly what we do in the morning, the prayer. It's, tells about that. Just one word stuck in my mind about that, the first line. Today you have opened our eyes and revealed how to cross the other side of the ocean of darkness. Means we are already in the darkness in ocean, isn't it? In this material world. And why it is telling the other side of the ocean, to cross the other side?
Because they are not doing pure bhakti. Pure bhakti leads us to the other side. Otherwise, it's a mishrit, karma mishrit bhakti, like fruitive. Yeah, So in Bhagavad Gita also we see that Krishna talks about karma and karma yoga. Then Krishna talks about jnana yoga. But they are actually powerless without bhakti. So yoga means connection. So connect with whom? Connect with Krishna. Doing our daily regular chores, everything, but connected to Krishna is karma mishrat bhakti.
Yeah.
With thinking that Krishna will give me this. Okay, whatever Krishna gives, I'll offer back to Krishna. So, okay, I have to run my life. I have to run my family. I have to maintain. I have to do this, blah, blah. We think like that. And we often confuse it as pure bhakti.
Okay.
But pure bhakti is serving Krishna without any desire, basically.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, my question is, why the other side of the ocean of darkness? Other side. What's other side? This word. So we are, we always tell you, we are in the ocean of darkness. Why we'll go to the other side?
This is the ocean of other side of the ocean of darkness. So this is the ocean of darkness, the other side, which is light, which is the spiritual world, which is where
Of the ocean of darkness.
they are not saying that from one ocean of darkness they are going to the
Yeah, that's my question. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay,
Hare Krishna,
thank you,
Madhuri,
Madhuri, for nice.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
such a nice overview of this chapter and this class today. In this chapter, the position of the Brahman and the Vaishnava is really being glorified. In this says even Lord Krishna attends to the service of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, apart from the very powerful kings. So in current situation, we see the Brahmanas are really being deprecated. They've been vilified. So I just like your comment how this switches in a relation and what can be done.
It's a beautiful topic that Prabhu you have picked it up to discuss basically. But if we say the Brahmanas, how sure are we that they are real Brahmanas? The real Brahmanas are always in the service of the Lord. Vaishnavas, the real Vaishnavas are always in the service of the Lord. Are you saying that the Brahmanas today, who are really Brahmanas, their quality is deteriorating, or can you put that light again, Prabhuji, for what Brahmanas, what quality of Brahmanas are you talking about here?
Yes, Mataji. I'm just more thinking aloud about the situation in India today. The Brahmanas really being demonized. The anti-Brahmanas movement is coming up. And with that, they're trying to demolish our Vedic scripture, our Vedic way of life, Vedic culture. They're starting with the Brahmanas and the cows. So I'm just wondering aloud how this situation has arisen and what can be done to ameliorate it.
This situation is a result of political demoniac mentality that's building up because of the effect of Kali Yuga. And this is nothing. The pain that all of us are going to go through is beyond our imagination in Kali Yuga. And the most demoniac thing for anyone in Kali Yuga is to disrespect the authorities. And we are seeing that before in some from Satyug to Dwapar Yug, Treta Yug, Kali Yuga. And as the Kali Yuga progresses, the quality of our devotional life is going to go down only. Why? That's why we are given this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that we can't do anything else except chanting the holy names. And then this is that period of time where the chanting of the holy names is not just for Brahmanas or Vaishnavas or Kshatriyas, it's for the Shudras as well. And Srila Prabhupada says that we are all born Shudras. So in this stage of being Shudras, the process of chanting is making our mind and heart into that quality of Brahmanas. Now, politically, we can't do anything about it, because if there are some who have decided to ruin the spiritual life of others, or ruin the ruin spirituality as a whole, but there are others as well who are keeping it intact. So for sure, there is a way to get out of it. And that way is pure chanting. We definitely feel bad about what's actually is happening in the current situation. And I don't know to what extent we can go and stop, because if there is this attempt to stop even takes place, there's another rebel that comes from the other side. So this, keeping this as a political agenda of most, I don't know how to put them in words, because it sounds really sad when we say the word political. But I understand that it's the quality of we as human beings degrading in our intelligence. That's why this is happening. So the process of bhakti actually purifies our intelligence. And we see that days in and days out, the quality of spirituality is decreasing because of the effect of Kali Yuga. If there are other comments and other additions to it, please feel free. Prabhuji, did this comment give any?
Thank you, Marji. I think you did shed a lot of light on it. The current situation and the quality of the Brahman is, maybe they are not quite qualified. But then with them, the good Brahman is also being vilified. And sort of no one is trying to defend them. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we can see that he is trying to create pure Brahmanas who can advise holiness. And that is very much needed. And this, by our congregational chanting, the effect of Kali Yuga is being minimized. And there are some lights, that some ray of hope that things will improve. As mentioned, the pure chanting of the devotees will certainly challenge the onslaught of the Kali Yuga propensity. And I think that is our main hope. So Prabhupada has given this wonderful moment. And although we might think or may get discouraged by this gradual or slowness of the spiritual progress and of a society as a whole, but there is hope. This is a starting point, and I think the wonderful age will come when more and more devotees will preach, and this Hare Krishna movement and the chanting of the holy name will be main religion of Kali Yuga before it ends. That is my hope and prayer. Thank you, Balaji.
Right. This distress is really good in a way, because this distress actually puts us into that, put off mood, be it escape only. At least we create a desire of going back to some world where Krishna is loving everyone equally. So this distress is good in a way. And also, I was just thinking of that, for a jeweler, he would know the quality of, or the value of that diamond or that gem particularly. And for the one who really has no idea what this gem is about, he would just consider it as a piece of stone. So the real the one who really desires to see that how valuable Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, and how valuable it is to be leaving this world of anxiety and going back to that world where there is no anxiety, or there's this pure love. Bhakti is love. So who does not want that love? Who wants hurts in the world? So that vision only one can get who knows the value of that. So therefore these citizens here actually know the value. And the ones who know the value, like in programs, in preaching programs, not everyone is attracted to bhakti, but the people who really value bhakti, who really want to change their lives, or something that struck them, they get their aha moments, or they feel like, yes, spirituality is something my soul has been really craving for. If we see or if we read the biographies of our acharyas, we find that, of our spiritual masters, we find that those moments where they valued. That's why, because of Srila Prabhupada, we are blessed to have such wonderful spiritual masters around us who are guiding us. But the thing is, we have to have that eye for value, as a jeweler has an eye for what gem it is.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I add?
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhuji, please.
and to maintain this, in addition to your comment, and to maintain this Shanga is very, very important. That's why regular association, coming to the temple, regular meeting with the devotees, it keeps him in a momentum so that we don't lose the interest, and that is very, very important. That's why association is the main key to protect our soul from all these happenings around. And that is the key.
Yes, Prabhuji. Association with the like-minded, where we see the spirituality growing, is another key, which is very important, because we are with what we associate.
Yes.
Can I share something?
Yes, please.
Recently, we attended a seminar, retreat with His Holiness Burijan Maharaj and Jagatarini Mataji. And here is the quote from one of the talks with Srila Prabhupada, where he mentions it is about the pure bhakti. Krishna is also very beautiful, but when a devotee serves him and comes to him, he becomes even more beautiful. When a devotee with all his heart and soul serves Krishna, dresses him in nice garments, and gives him a flower, Krishna smiles. If you can get Krishna to smile upon you just once, your life's goal is fulfilled. When Krishna smiles, he smiles with affection, and the devotee enamored, becomes captivated simply by seeing Krishna smiling. This is the process, the exchange of devotional service. And that is class from Mayapur, 1974. I was hearing His Holiness Devamrita Maharaj yesterday, and he mentions about uh, how, despite of being in uh, devotional life or practicing devotees, but whole life goes for understanding that Krishna is non-different from his name. And until we do not completely realize, we are kind of impersonal. So this is a journey from impersonalism to personalism. Like even while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, uh, how deeply and how in real we understand that Krishna is non-different from his name. And Maharaj was talking, first we understand the glories of the Nama, and then we can enter into Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. So, so we have, I mean, at least I'm far away from that understanding. So, uh, uh, the ocean of darkness, the Viraja river. So we are on this side and we are trying to go to the other side. Even thinking about going back to Godhead, that there is some sort of a tinge of a desire for ourselves, for the pure bhakti. There is a desire just to give pleasure to Krishna and Guru. Hare Krishna.
I'm attracted by that word affection in your reading. Affection is a natural expression. It's not fake. Praise is fake, for example. Appreciation is natural. So we may be pretending to love Krishna. Krishna does not pretend to love us. And that impersonal concept comes because there is a lot of pretension. We don't know. And this impersonal thing comes because impersonal means not person. So how can you actually love anyone? Can you love your table? Can you love your chair? It's not something that you will actually feel that love and that affection. So that's so beautifully said. Thank you, Prabhu.
Mataji, I have the last one question. Those who doesn't want to listen the Harinam, those who want to close their door, they think they are very happy with the demigods worshipping. Even means our own affectionate people. So what's the solution for them to give the Harinam?
The solution is that desire should come in them so we can pray. So if there is no desire, whatever solutions we are giving them or anyone is giving them to say, that is not going to work, because since we have come voluntarily, we can go voluntarily and we can stay voluntarily and we can even opt voluntarily. So this is you can't force anyone to love Krishna, but there has to be some moments from our lives that tells them that loving Krishna is actually pure love. And because we are in the entanglement of fruitive activities. So we see that in our real life, we are not really real. In this life that we're living, we're not really real. We're living some sort of fake lives where we don't know about ourselves. We don't know what we want. So generally, when we go to an interview, we may prepare 200 different questions and we may prepare really well. But that question, tell us something about yourself, is the most difficult question in the world because we don't know about ourselves. So to know or to be in spiritual path is to know about ourselves. Therefore, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has answered it. At first, know about yourself. What are your intentions? And if they know their intentions, then they know who to worship. If their intentions are to give and take business, then demigods are most worshipable for them. And Krishna is saying there's no harm in worshiping. They're doing direct worship. But then through their intentions, when the intentions purify through intelligence, when intentions purify, intelligence purifies, then the desire also purifies. So to purify the desire, intelligence and intention have to be purified. So in our day-to-day dealings also, we can see how our intentions are contaminated. and her intelligence is also contaminated. And this propensity to, gratify the senses and what's in it for me and why I'm doing this, and that's not unconditional. It's always terms and conditions, even in our day-to-day daily dealings with our own family members as well. So in that case, if we are so much conditioned in our day-to-day activities, why will we not be conditioned into something that is unknown?
But we are trying.
Yes,
Let's
we may
positively.
keep trying. We may keep trying, and we may keep praying for ourselves and for others as well.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Beautiful.
Krishna.
That's really beautiful points of discussions today.
Just adding to this, as Sitanandani was asking the question, it is like that if we are sitting in a foolproof glass house, is all good for the first day. You are not disturbed by the sounds going outside, coming from outside. But how long you can be sitting within a tight glass house? One day suffocated. Once you become suffocated, one day you will open the window, and outside Harinam Sankirtan is going on. Once you open the window, that will go into your heart, and that heart, that sound will pull you out from this tight-fit glass house, and then the transformation will come. So it is a matter of time. We keep on singing the Hare Kirtan. It will slowly and slowly.
It will purify.
It will the matter of time. Sometimes it is immediate. Sometimes it takes long time. As Sat Prabhupada clearly mentioned, you need to be very, very patient. Otherwise, you may lose the game. If we see every day we are reading this Prabhupada Lilamrita, what is the ultimate? Even with so much difficulties, he never left the mission. He kept the mission. He didn't have money. He didn't have any house to stay. No proper food. Day in, day out. Starving. Still, the goal is being fixed. So that's the thing we need to be very, very patient. So this Lilamrita is showing us it is a patient job. It is not a just quick fix. You need to be very patient to keep this movement live. And that is how it goes on. Thank you, Mataji.
So with this, we can pray that we do our best and leave to Krishna the rest,
Krishna,
whatever
yes.
Krishna decides.
Yes.
So we can stop here, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so Vanchakalpatarubhya.
Kalpataruvasya kripa sindhu bhayeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Brinda ki jai. Har Grace Radha Padma Mataji ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dev Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Have a wonderful rest of the day, all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.